For as long as I can remember, crypto has been treated by the media as some unserious currency made for drug dealers and Reddit mods. Now, as a susceptible teenager, I had no choice but to believe every single word. This was only made worse with the introduction of meme coins and NFTs. It all just seemed like a string of rug pulls that weren't worth anyone's time. However, Bitcoin is different. Hey everyone, I'm Nikki and welcome back to the Orange Peel podcast. Now, if you're anything like me, you've definitely heard of Bitcoin and you've probably even wondered, well, why should I care? Today, we're diving into the main issues in society that Bitcoin fixes. And hopefully the next 10 minutes will help you understand not just how Bitcoin is changing the world, but how it can change your life. Let's start with the problem that affects everyone worldwide. Inflation. It's like a silent thief that creeps into your wallet and steals from you. Slowly, consistently, and without warning. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, inflation hit 9.1% in 2022. It's the highest in over 40 years. Even in 2024, the inflation rate was 2.9%, which doesn't sound as bad, but you need to realize that it still chips away at your paycheck, at your savings, and even at your time. In fact, from 2000 to 2023, tuition increased 169%. Rent went up 130%. And real wages for real people working real jobs only increased by 17%. Let's break that down. That $5 coffee that you bought in Seattle back in 2015, it's almost $8 now. And it's the same drink in the same cup from the same chain. Rent in New York City rose 30% year over year in 2022. In Los Angeles, pretty much the same story. But here's the thing. Inflation doesn't care who's in office. Red, blue, it doesn't matter. Both parties spend, both parties print. It's not about politics, it's about the system. So what's causing this? The current system that we use, fiat money, is government-issued dollars that aren't backed by anything. No gold, no silver. It only has value because the government says it does. And that same government has the power to print as much of it as it wants. And I'm sure you can imagine why that's a problem. Fiat gives governments and central banks the ability to fund wars, bail out corporations, create massive social programs, all by simply creating more money. And countries can't afford this, because when more money chases the same amount of goods, prices rise. That's inflation. That's theft. Now here's the Bitcoin fix. Bitcoin has a fixed supply. Only 21 million will ever exist. You can't print more. You can't manipulate it. It's deflationary by design. That means your money goes farther over time, not less. Let's zoom out for a second. Now, in a healthy system, as technology advances, prices should actually go down, right? That's what deflationary means. Think about it. Phones get cheaper, TVs got cheaper, computers should get better and cheaper. But in a fiat system like the one that we live in, those gains are canceled out by inflation. That's the trap. Bitcoin flips that script. It rewards saving, not spending. It protects your purchasing power. It doesn't erode it. Okay, inflation is bleeding us dry. We know this. But let's talk about something that's even more personal to Gen Z: student debt. The kind that we didn't even understand when we signed up for it. The average US student loan balance is now $39,075. The total US student debt, $1.64 trillion. Let that number sink in for a second. $1.64 trillion. And it's not just a number. 70% of Gen Z say student loans are holding them back from buying homes, starting families, or even investing. In 2025, the federal loan interest rate hit 6.39% for an undergraduate loan. It was up from 4.66% in 2015. We were told to go and just get the degree, but we weren't handed a launch pad. We were given chains. Meanwhile, the big banks, they screw up and they get bailed out. We screw up and get slaps in the face with compound interest. That's not a bug in the system. That's the feature. Bitcoin flips this too. It's not just built on credit. It doesn't reward borrowing. It rewards saving. Bitcoin is a system that says, don't play their game, opt out. Learning Bitcoin means learning how money actually works. And trust me, School didn't teach us this. Bitcoin isn't just a new form of money. It's saying, screw you. It's giving the middle finger to the debt trap that we were born into. If the debt didn't wake you up, maybe this one will. Trust. Or rather, the complete collapse of it. According to Harvard 2025 Youth Poll, only 19% of Gen Z trust the federal government to do what's right, regardless of political party. 23% trust the presidency, 18% trust Congress, and 29% trust Supreme Court. These are historic lows. And 61% of us say that we're angry or skeptical about our economic future. And honestly, can you blame us? We watched banks crash the economy in 2008, get entirely bailed out, and then hit our parents with overdraft fees. We saw what happened during the pandemic to the economies around the world and how the governments handled it. This is not a glitch in the system. This is that same system doing exactly what it was built to do. But Bitcoin doesn't require your trust because it's decentralized. There's no central bank, no government, no CEO. Bitcoin runs entirely on open source code, verified by thousands of nodes. You don't have to trust anyone. You can verify the rules for yourself. And there's no one to bribe, no one to freeze your account, no one to inflate that supply overnight, because Bitcoin is the first financial system that doesn't care who's in charge. It just works. So if the system's broken and Bitcoin is the fix, then why us? Why Gen Z? Because we're already living the life that Bitcoin was built for. We use Venmo, Cash App, Instagram, Discord on the daily. We swipe on TikTok faster than CNBC can even report. We question everything because we've seen everything fall apart. And honestly, we're already on board. 51% of Gen Z in the US have owned crypto. We start investing at the age of 19 on average, and 44% of us started our investing journeys through crypto. Bitcoin isn't just some old school Gen X investment. It's digital native money meant for a digital native generation. You don't need to go and buy a whole Bitcoin. In fact, if you're a college student watching this, you probably don't have the means to buy a whole Bitcoin. Let's be honest. Do your research. Ask questions. Stay skeptical. Because the future of money, it's not made of paper. It's made of code. Bitcoin is here and it's speaking our language. It's fast, it's global, it's completely uncensored. You don't need to go buy Bitcoin today, but you need to understand it. Because Bitcoin isn't about getting rich, it's about not getting robbed. It's about building something real for you, for your friends, and for our future. So ask yourself this: what if the money that we grew up using is the actual scam? Next episode, I'm bringing on a guest who actually studied the psychology of trust and power. We're going to discuss why our generation doesn't trust governments, banks, or even the media anymore, and how Bitcoin fits right into that equation. Until then, stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay orange-pilled. I'm Nikki, and I'll see you next week.